Okay, good morning, guys. So today we will discuss about min-maxing the monk guide here on on Path of Exile. So basically, guys, from what you understand, some players playing monk invokers. They're using Effigy of Cruelty, and the others are running with Red Blade Banner, Heraldic Tower Shield. So, as for me, both are good. I already test the Tower Shield with Infernal Cry and still able to one-shot the Sash, and on Effigy of Cruelty, it's also working. You can also one-shot Sesh by using this one. So on our first content this morning is we will test out this RBHT, and on the second run we will use EOC, the Effigy of Cruelty. And yeah, so basically for RBHT, we will use a different gem setup. Also on AOC, we will use a different setup as well. So right now, let me show you the RBHT, how it works on your monk. And for today, we will gonna test my new quarterstaff, which has a critical hit chance and critical damage, wherein I was able to adjust my talent here. And yeah, so some of the you see some of the crit chances, um, critical damage as well. This one crit chance. This one crit chance. I remove those nodes, especially this one. I remove it for now, since I'm gonna try to fix the stats, because yeah, we are having a shortage for the stats if we go below 205 basically on our stats here, since we are rocking this COC on level 21 or 20 to be exact for 205, and VM for 205 decks. So we will be short on this stats if we are not able to get this 205 and above for our stats. And yeah, so guys, you will wonder why I'm using spiral wraps here and I'm not using my original gloves here. This one, I have decent gloves, and that's is also for an extra ES there. So if you use it,
Thunderous
EMS
demise.
0.9k. But I'm rocking with this spiral wraps right now because I think that if you have like 200 and it's good, because first of all we are using a gem here wherein you can get a 4% damage as extra lightning damage. So for that is for notable passives, wherein this the big ones here you see. And I wish I could get these small passives on this one so that we were able to can go over our lightning resistance more, like higher value probably. But yeah, so since we're using both notable passives to increase the lightning damage, so we have at least like 1, 2, 3. So 4, 8, 12, 16. We have 20% on this notable passive for a extra lightning damage. Also, we got here a 12% 12%, 12%, 12%. So a total of 20, uh, 20 and 32, 34, 44, 56, and 68. And lastly, we have this one here. We get 15% more, so it's just like nullifying those lightning resistance already from the boss. And also, if you're not gonna use this gem, we have an extra here wherein we can get more DPS. So if we use this Zealot Oath, we can get this Swift Claw, Tough Claw, and Sharpened Claw for an extra 75% damage. So it's like pretty much the same, but this has an extra lightning resistance on our notable passives here. So either of this gem will work well on your setup. And right now I'm working on my character to get at least level 97 or 98. So if we hit it like 96, we get this. 97, we get this one, and probably we can adjust this installation here on our necklace, so we can probably go with barbaric strength for an extra critical damage bonus, but in the cost of 10% mana, or we can go for overwhelming strikes, wherein we can get a critical hit chance for attacks and 20% critical damage for bonus attack damage, and 20% more stun build up on critical hits, which is guaranteed when we use EOC or RB. What do you call this? RBHT. So here, there's a good notable passive also here. Passive here, wherein you can instill this one for more elemental damage along with your unbound. What do you call this? Unbound avatar. So by using unbound avatar, so we get like a total of 80% for extra elemental damage, and aside from that, this one will increase our critical hit chance at the same time and increase another 40, so a total of 80% if you're rocking with the storm charge, right? So either storm charge, overwhelming strike, or going with barbaric strength for more critical damage. Those three nodes will always be doing good on your Invoker Monk. And yeah, as you can see, I was able to use stats here. Why am I getting this high stats? Because you see we are using a level 20 setup on our COC and as well as on Herald of Thunder, and plus the VM, which is also needing at 205 dex, 205 dex, 205 int, so that's why we can't below 205, so that we were able to use this setup. But if you are below 205 dex or int, you can just go with the level 18 or 17 Herald of Thunder, like probably this one also. But the I think you will go like 205 and 100%, because why do you need the 205 and because of this energy gain modifier, guys. It's gonna be 100%. You need this 100%, so it's easy for you to proc this profane ritual most of the time, and the VM as well. So every time you fill this out, the 100% here on your COC, so it's gonna recharge really fast if you have a level 20. So as much as possible, guys, please go for a 205 int on your monk, and maybe just a lower, if you can go 190 on your deck, so that's you can even run like level 18 Herald of Thunder for the setup, so that you don't need to adjust too much on your stats if you're lacking on it. But yeah, level 20 is better, for more rages and I think all these attacks or damage from this specific herald. And you might be wondering why I am using pinpoint on my flicker strikes. So basically, guys, I am using this one because since I have 100% crit chance on this setup, so this is just only for mapping, guys. Okay, I only use this one for mapping, and it's pretty same like the Amazon setup. Like most Amazon and one of my Amazon friend as well, like is rocking with 100 crit chance and a 500 critical damage, and they was able to do one shots on this normal mobs. So getting at least 500% critical damage bonus is a must if you're running with pinpoint Tesla, and also 100% crit chance for your flicker. This is only good for mapping, guys, and you can't use this one on pinnacle bosses because your critical damage is gonna be very low for the setup. And I only recommend this one using this pinpoint critical on your storm wave. Why? Why storm wave? So basically, guys, storm wave, if you keep hitting crits, you can keep on proccing your COC. Okay, so the storm wave can cover up a large area, like I think 25 degrees hit or a 30 degrees hit with a fan shape. And every time you do crits on your storm wave, you proc your COC, you gain your power charge really fast. And at the same time, for mapping, sometimes I use ambush on this one if I don't want to get big deep critical damage. So I can use ambush. Just like I said, it's like a minimum of 500 to 600 critical damage needed only for mapping for the mobs. And by doing this, you can constantly proc your COC, getting a lot of refrain ritual from your COC, getting a lot of power charges most of the time, but and running with the hit and run gem, you can do fast clear on your mapping, even if you're playing solo. So either of the two, you can just swap it out. Both are gonna give both are gonna work well with Stormwade or Flicker Strike. It depends on your playstyle. If you want more flickers, so you just do this. If you want to just chill gaming, you can just swap out the ambush on Flicker and put the pinpoint on your Stormwave. And if you want to like hitting the mobs for crits, AC storm charges in the large scale fan shape areas, so it will be easier for you to gain those power charges. Okay, so if you're wondering why I'm using Herald of Ash and Thunder, so every time you do your skills and you overkill a target, Herald of Ash will explode in 1.3 meters, and an overkill damage will explode on that specific area and will also target some mobs that going towards you. So it's easier for you to clear the maps because you have an overkill damage, especially on your flicker strikes, because it has a critical damage wherein you get, for example, you get 853 here. So the more damage or the more overkill damage you do, the more explosion from Herald of Ash, the faster the map be cleared by your flicker strikes. Okay, so that's basically the idea for that. And uh, actually, guys, this is just a mix-up of two great guides from Ron Array and FG. So I'm using a mixed gem setup, well, from these two guides, and also as well for my talents. I try to mix and match those setup from both the guides and how to work it on my character, since not everyone, not everyone can can copy the items or the setup that uh, the other players had, right? So on me, this is it's a budget friendly game setup, and I'm using this quarterstaff before on my first video, which is this one. And even with a level 5 melee skill, it's already fine, or a level 29 flicker at big sack, it's already fine. You can clear the maps really fast as long as you have like as I said, as long as you have like my recommendation for the critical hit chance to get like this setup with a crit damage, minimum 500%, and a minimum and make sure that you get your hit chance to 100%. So, like for example, this one. I'll give you an example. So this is my old staff. If I use the 12.7 quarterstaff here,
Thunderous
you'll see the
demise.
difference that I will only have 90% crit chance, right? So a 90% crit chance is already fine, but if you don't what do you call this? If it doesn't matter about the damage, and you're just after the crit chance and the critical damage, you can use this gem to cover up the lapses of your critical hit chance. But in return, you will lose the hit and run, but you can guarantee a critical damage at the same time. Or you can remove the concentrated effect, but it will lower your damage output. So either you can go with a primal armament here for a damage, so you'll see the difference in the damage here. So concentrated effect is more likely will give you a high damage. Excuse me. So more likely it will give you more damage on your flicker strike. Yeah, so this will be the setup that I'm using before. But if you are already good enough on the average damage of your flicker, so take note, guys, we don't have power charges yet, so this will increase if we have power charges. Okay, so you can use hit and run, remove the concentrated effect, then you can rock with this one. But if you have enough, if you already have enough critical hit chance like this one,
Shocking.
and with the critical damage, it will increase a lot. Okay, so you see I have a 26% here. And why is it that it increased too much? So guys, the critical damage on the weapon and the amulet is different. Always remember that. So a increased critical damage on the amulet is different. So it will only give you the total percentage. Like, it's like a percentage only. But here's the good thing: if you have the critical damage on the weapon, look how far it goes. So it's the 26% can increase so much on your critical damage bonus on the weapon. Okay, so I still have another quarterstaff here, for example. So like this one. This has no critical hit chance, but it has critical damage. Not that much, it's only 2%. So let's see and try to compare the 2%. Okay, so right now we have 597 on the critical damage. So just the 2% difference. Take a look. Okay. So we remove that one first. Just go with ambush here. So this one, like for example, because this one also affects the critical damage, right? So there. So we have 853. If we use this one,
Thunderous demise.
we have 1,000 because I'm using this 3 gems here. So it's not a good example for this one. Maybe I can change the gem here, probably. But right now, the gems are expensive. Let's see if I still have a quarterstaff that we can use. I think I still have here a different quarterstaff. Yes, so this one is most likely very close to our example. Yeah. So this one, guys. So for example, our total critical damage here on our main weapon right now is 853. We have a 26% critical damage bonus, and this has 23% critical damage bonus. So if you change to 23% critical damage bonus, the 853, look at the value if I change it. You'll see the difference, right? But if you use this one, 583, 597.
Shocking.
So it's pretty close for this one, but the crit chance, the 2.6 versus 14.4. See the difference? Huge. So 2.62 critical hit chance will give you 90.44. So having critical hit chance on weapon is a big value on increasing this one. Always remember that, guys. So the higher the value of your critical hit chance, the more likely it will reach 100% right away. Like, it's only 2% difference. You see? It's only 2%, but the output of the critical hit chance is so huge. It's 10%. On the 2%, it's already 10%. So if you're using a critical hit chance weapon, at least get a 2.6, or if you can get a higher critical hit chance, it's better. Because if you get a higher value of critical hit chance, you can remove some nodes like this one. You can remove this one. You can remove also this one. You can remove this one also if you're putting it here or in here. Then you can put it on your other notable passive or nodes. Should we call nodes? So instead of wasting some points on a specific small nodes or small passives, you can make use of that small passive, and by putting it on your evasion, putting it here to increase 10% attack damage. So imagine the difference, guys. So the good the weapon that you have, that it has critical hit chance, critical damage, the better the results, because you can remove some nodes here and you can put it on evasion. You can put it on your different stats, like if you need some stats to increase, you can put it there. So it will help you a lot, guys, to adjust your stats. That's basically the uh, the reason why I tried to get at least like 4% and 26% critical damage. The higher the critical damage here, the better, because it will give you a lot of critical damage. And the higher the critical hit chance, you can adjust your stats properly on your Invoker Monk. So right now, let's gonna test this out on the sesh.
Speak.
And
Let's try something. Go on.
as we know, I don't know if this is working, but let's try the sesh level 6. Someone told me that the sesh level 6 is not working on the game itself. It's only a maximum of 4, but yeah, we'll run multiple times, don't worry guys. So we will check this one. First run, we go with RBHD, and we will do some CES T6. So right now we need to review some gems here. We need to make sure that we are rocking the good gems here. Okay, so I think we're pretty much good to go. Let's do it.
Something stirs in me. A memory or a warning.
My first when I upload the video, there was an explanation of
Assault!
The dreamer provides.
So just an example today, we're still doing this level 6, and so that everyone can see why and what's the difference about it. So it's not good. Bridging. So right now we are going to change our boots to power thread hunting shoes, because we need this critical damage on each power charge that we have on our character. And right now, since we're using RBHD, we will remove one skill. We don't need Sarah the Bash. So we don't need to use this Eye of Winter for now. We will change this one to Burning Cry. But if I'm using EOC later, you will see that I will remove also Herald of Thunder, because I need the Eye of Winter to give me the critical weakness buff. Guys, I almost forgot to change the your pinpoint critical in hit and run. Change it to X size and inevitable critical. Why did I did that? Because I need the big damage of this one critical damage bonus and 100% crit chance, and by doing that you get the damage also, big huge damage here. You see, we have a big huge damage. And also guys, don't forget, um, excise here will make your skill a lot longer to cool down, but if you can guarantee a one shot, and why not use the excise, right? So we're using concentrated effect here, and by using concentrated effect we can increase our damage more. So either you can use concentrated effect here, or you can use primal armament. Both are good gems, just a little difference on the damage basically. And if you're running with an elemental staff, I would recommend using primal armament on this one. But if you're using a mix of physical and elemental staff, you can use concentrated effect. Both of these support gem will do good on Sesh. So as you can see, my rotation earlier with RBHD, I used 2 Infernal Cry, use Unbound, then start Flicker. Make sure that you won't fail your Flicker, or you won't get staggered using Excise. Because once you get staggered on Sesh, okay, remember this one guys. If you get staggered using your so always remember guys, like if you are using excise here, right, make sure that you won't get staggered or your flicker strike will not be cancelled by the boss. Because if that happen, you will need to wait like 8 seconds to cast it again. So that's gonna be a lot of happening already if you waste in 8 seconds, especially on a pinnacle boss. Always remember that. So I almost mess up my sesh here. I almost mess up. I forgot to change the gem. That's why you see me running on the bottom, running here in the bottom, changing the gems right away, and then kill sesh. Oh, I mean, I'm running on the side. I mean, so always remember to change your gems right away before starting the boss. Like I almost forgot it, but yeah, we were able to catch up right away, and this one-shot hand drops on my character, but luckily we survived it. But mostly, guys, that hand skill from Sash is a one-shot. So if you fail to dodge it, or if you fail to run on that skill, sometimes you might get dead instantly because you are losing your resistance at the same time you lose your ES. So that's the difference. So I have 6.7k ES using this woods, and if I use the power thread, I have only like 6.2, so I lose 500 ES on that one already with the resistance. Since we're running chaos inoculation, we don't need the chaos resistance, and yeah. So that skill from Sesh is supposed to be a chaos damage. So it's supposed to be we are immune to that skill. But you see earlier we take damage on that skill from Sesh, and that is really painful if you fail to do your flickers. So always remember to watch out for these Sesh skills, especially this ice skill that like barrage, going barrage on you. Oh, if you that happen, switch to your second weapon. Use the skeletons, this one, the minions, to block those ice shards that he used on you. And before you start flicker, make sure to watch out for that the fire damage, like the soul orb dropping on your character. Make sure to dodge it. Go behind Sesh. Use your instinct to try to twice undown the avatar that start flicker. So always watch out for Sesh skills. Always remember that one, guys. Okay, so since we are finished on this one, actually we got lucky today on Sesh. We got diamond, and in order for you to sell this on a high amount, don't identify this one, because if you start identifying the diamond, yeah, it could be good. It can be useful on your character, but if you need currency, don't identify this one, because if you identify this one and if the stats is bad, you're not gonna sell it. Believe me, no one's gonna buy a diamond that is not worth of using. Always remember that, guys. I'm not sure if this is a new weapon, but yeah, it's actually pretty good. Might keep this one for my warrior because I'm still playing my warrior. And let's check some other hammers if there is a melee skill +7 or an elemental, because we can try to craft it and maybe sell it for a couple of divs if it has a good options or a good stats. But if it doesn't have a good stats, then it could be just a useless one. So if you really want to gamba your crafting, I know it's hard. You need a lot of chaos orb, annulment, and the other omens. You need them to remove some stats that you don't like, unless if you are really lucky for crafting those items. So yeah, that's basically it. We were able to steal one shot, one flicker sesh using red blade banner, heraldic tower shield. So our next setup would be EOC, which is the Effigy of Cruelty, and we will try
Reveal
to
your worth.
see how it goes on that setup. Looks like this armor is pretty cool. This is my first time looting a Cloak of Defiance. It's actually pretty cool. Not a bad roll either. So how much mana regeneration did it increase? So it's 110. And this one is 80. Only 20% for that 50% increased mana regeneration, so not worth, guys. But if you are leveling your character, probably this one could be useful for um, characters that needs a big mana. So right now we will try to keep this one because this is cold modifiers, caster, lightning, physical. So guess mana modifiers not been great sometimes, so it doesn't have value mostly. So let's just remove that one. Oh, before we go back to our hideout, let's check this one out. 135 elemental damage. Okay, I'll go back for this one. But let me just get this one first. And let me check this one too. It can be good. T6, T4, T2, T5. It's not good. It's only 2 slots. Okay. That is just so sacred. Check this one first. This the option I need.
A moment of stillness.
Okay, so we got this one. 171 out of 375 on the gale. Still way long. Okay, let's go back there. Let's get the quarter staff.
Something
Probably try to
stirs
craft
in
it.
me. A memory. Or a warning.
Okay, we will do a different setup for our sesh. try to roll this one. Okay, it's only tier 4. You can still probably use the fire resistance to it. Accuracy is very low at the same time, so if this was had accuracy, tier 1 accuracy, probably this would still sell for his spear types, because they need accuracy. So as of now, let's just skip this one. This one. This one is not good. Tier 4 element.
Speak.
Not so.
Of course.
Okay, this is my second. Okay, so we're gonna change build right now, guys. We will go with the Effigy of Cruelty, and we will remove the RBH right now. So for this skill setup, we're still rocking this Herald Bash for mapping. Then if we reach the boss, we will change right away to a different skill. So right now, since we are not gonna use this, okay. So I have a different setup. So earlier, the first setup was from this setup of gems, is from Runaway, but it's not using this one. It's using some Ambrosia. So Ambrosia for this setup. Okay, so it's using Ambrosia for this setup, but this is the setup, or if not Ambrosia, is using a perpetual charge here. This one on this flicker. But as for me, I find it very useful if you're using it on charge theft, because you will need to pop up more DPS here. So the more DPS modifier on your flicker, the better. But if you want longer flicker strikes, then I would suggest like you use perpetual charge on this flicker skill. So you can put it here, like this setup, still intact 100%, and there's a 55% chance not to remove the charges for this one. But if you want more DPS output, you can just put it here on the charge tab. Then you use either this one, concentrated effect, this, or you can go with Ambrosia for more lightning damage on your setup. So yeah, our second setup on this flicker is from FG. Okay, so our second setup is from FG Corbin's setup. So red RBHT, the red blade banner is working still, can still one shot the boss. Just do Infernal Rage twice beside the boss, you get the double power from the shield, and by using this Raging Cry, you can increase like over this one, and in Rage, so in Rage War Cry, it will consume 10 Rage and causing your attacks to be powered by 30% more. So since you can do do Infernal Cry on the boss, you will consume the 10 rage on the first Infernal. Then the second rage is an extra rage from your increase, another extra increased damage, which will not be consumed by the Infernal rage. So you will have more rage along with your board talisman on your gloves, and by using premeditation, you can increase the damage of your Infernal Cry, or you can increase more damage by 15%. So in that way, you can able to one-shot the sesh. So okay, so let's go for a second run, and we need to ready up the skills that needed for our second run. So we're gonna use hit and run here. This one. So exercise will be here because we will use these two skills later. And along with this one too. So these three skills is needed later on EOC. So we will use that one later. So here our second setup would be on from FG Corbin's setup. And we will work this setup really good. So okay, we still use the pinpoint here on our flicker, so that we can keep flickering and keep getting stacks of COC or Castle Critical stacks. You can get the profane ritual stack effect right away for more crits. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go for the second setup on our run.
Something stirs in me. A memory or a warning.
Arms for the monastery. Ancient power.
Not bad. Tier 1 and Tier 4. Tier 3, Tier 1, Tier 2. All the suffixes Tier 1, so Tier 1, Tier 3, Tier 4 on this one. All Tier 1s, Tier 2s. Not bad. We can keep this one for 2 attacks. Welcome. This one is elemental. Okay, mana. Very tier 3, maximum mana and animation. This is kind of bad, but the tier 1 elementals. But unfortunately, it's having a bad perks on the other side. So all this. So right now, this is what I told you guys. You need at least 90% on your eye output. So if you put excise here, you will lose this. So that's not good. But you have 100%, 90% is already fine. Always remember that, guys. 90% on eye of winter. It will help you proc the critical weakness on this session. And we will use Infernal Growl. Why we don't use heralds on the boss? Because it doesn't work as they said it. It doesn't work, guys. So you need to change hit and run here into this one. Okay. You will remove that one. Use primal armament, concentrated effect on your flicker. Ambush for 100% free chance of first hit. So that you can proc your critical weakness properly. And on Storm Wave, we don't need to put anything on this one because it can still one-shot Sash by doing that. So checking. Right now we are checking our skills here. So we have a 91% per chance, 100% from this one, and we have Primal Armament, Concentrated Effect, Overextend, and Close Combat. So make sure you proc critical weakness. So that is the reason why I need you to get at least 90% on this, so that you won't fail to debuff the boss. Once you fail to debuff the boss, you will not surely kill Sesh. Always remember that. Okay. Some items, so just double checking everything before we start. Sesh. So all you need to do, guys, here is to reach at least 800% critical damage. That's all you need to do. once you reach the 800% damage flat on your character without the power charge, you are pretty much good. So having in 8 stacks of power charge, you'll have a total of 1,000. Think guys, I'm not running with critical damage gem. I'm using a Pharaoh's Rune of the Hunt. But if you use the critical damage gem, it's also fine if you can't reach the 800% mark on the critical damage. So you use the critical gem instead if you can't reach the flat 800 without the critical damage gem here. So always remember that one, guys. Don't forget it. So yeah, that's the content that we run for today. Big thanks to um, our friend FG Corbins and our one of my idol also Ron Array and Corbins, both great Invoker Monks, both great guides. They help me a lot. Like I learn a lot from these two guys. Like trying to mix and match these two guide, uh, getting us much higher ES from Ron and the gem setup and the RBHT build, and also I'm getting like a lot of DPS burst damage from Corbin's guide, wherein you can get also an idea how to increase more of your damage, how to like min maxing everything, and as well from Ron also min maxing everything. Efficiency from this both guides is like really great. So make sure to check out their Invoker Monks. The title from Corbin's is 100 mil Flicker Strike, and the title from Ron Array's Monk Guide is Nuclear Wave. So please check these two guides so that you can learn and try to min max your character, try to adjust the stats you needed from your gear. So it's not always going to be accurate that we will have to buy the same gear as what they have, but you just need to adjust your character, make sure your build is intact, make sure you have all the resistances on 75 for your character. Um, Best weapons that you can get. If you don't have critical hit chance, go for critical damage. Critical damage is fine. So if you don't have critical hit chance, use this setup for your monk for attacking. Use the ambush. Use primal armament. Use concentrate defect. From this is from Corbin's guide. But if you want to do different setup, use Ron's guide. You can use inevitable critical and use excise to max out your critical hit chance. But the only downside on this one is you will have an 8 seconds cooldown for your flicker strike, which is I don't find it a bad option, because first of all you get a sure 100% crit chance on your flicker, and the second reason for that one, you get your critical damage intact, or it's pretty much the same critical damage on your build, so you don't lose critical damage. You have a 100% crit chance. The only cons or the only uh, downside or from this one is you can't unlimited go like flicker after flicker. You need to wait for a cooldown of 8 seconds for this one. And yeah, actually I use this setup sometimes if I chilling my if I want a chill game, so I use this setup. For the gem, I use the inevitable critical and excise. If I want to chill, then just do storm wave. But if I'm rushing towards a tower on my map, I'm using a different setup. So I removed the inevitable critical and excise. I put ambush and primal armament, but sometimes I don't touch this one. I put ambush here on the storm wave, and I use the pinpoint critical on this one with a hit and run on flicker strike, so that I can have like 0.7 attack time. Then I can have a almost 600% critical damage and 100% crit chance for fast mapping. For fast phase mapping, like all you need is just 500% critical damage overall with the pinpoint critical on your gem slot. So that's it, guys. So yeah, so I hope you enjoy this content. Like, I hope you learn a lot from this setup. Like, if you're confused what to build, if you are more like too lazy to switch gems on your character, you can use RBHT or the Red Blade Banner. Red Blade Banner Heraldic Tower. You can use this one if you're too lazy to change to heralds from your skill to just to get the critical weakness. Um, so yeah, if you're using if you are more like you want the sure burst on the boss without having any issue, I suggest you can go with the Effigy of Cruelty. Then you just make sure that you have a 90% crit chance on Eye of Winter, because if you don't have 90% crit chance of on Eye of Winter, your critical weakness will not proc on the boss. Always remember that one, guys. So as long as your Eye of Winter critically hits, it will automatically apply a critical weakness on the boss. But if it doesn't crit, or if you don't put this pinpoint critical here with a excise, right? I sorry, inevitable critical. So if you don't put these two gems here, you will not get the 90% that I'm talking about. So at least get the 90% critical hit chance on Eye of Winter, which is from FG Corbett's guide, so that you can proc your critical weakness. You can just one-shot sesh easily. Because if this doesn't proc and you start flickering, you're pretty much gonna do no damage at all. Believe me, I already tried that. It happened to me. So the more crit chance, the better for your Eye of Winter if you're running with Effigy of Cruelty. But if you are too lazy to change more gems on your character, you can just use RBHT. You can use this setup. You just need to insert Infernal Cry. You can just you don't need to remove your Herald of Thunder for this one. So everything is good still. So you can just use this setup like this one. You can remove the thunder and put Infernal Cry, or you can remove the Herald of Ash and put Infernal Cry. But on Corbin's guide, it's pretty much straightforward that
Energizing.
you don't need. Um, I mean, you need to remove this Herald of Thunder, because if you don't remove this one, you cannot use Infernal Cry or an Eye of Winter for your this Effigy of Cruelty. But for me, as of now, guys, sometimes if I do mapping and there's a boss there, I just remove this Herald of Ash. Basically, I remove Herald of Ash and just stay mapping using Herald of Thunder with Infernal Cry, so that if I get to the boss, I just need to change the boots and some gems. No need to change the other parts if you're just too lazy to do it. So if you're too lazy to do changing on gems, you can pretty much go for ambush here and just stay on the ambush. And where's our pinpoint critical? So this one. So what you will do with this setup is, if you're lazy to change your gems, right? You just hold Herald of Thunder, remove the Herald of Ash, which is what I'm doing, and just let the Infernal Cry stay on your skill slot. Why? Because if you are fighting a boss, like a boss on a specific map, you need Infernal Cry to procure your double power on RBHT, right? If you do mapping, so, I use this with a Herald of Thunder so that I don't need to change gem, just a straightforward doing flicker, hit and run, and that's it. I don't need to increase the critical hit chance anymore because on full life enemies it's just 100% sure critical hit, and we have a critical damage of 800%, so it's just a sure one hit already. So it doesn't matter anymore. I just use the pinpoint here because I need this one to proc the crit most of the time. But you can change the gem mode of it. As long as you have this 597 or 600% critical damage here, you're pretty much fine doing mapping. And you don't need to use this Farrell Rune of the Hunt if you don't want it. I think Tikaba Gem Soul Core is still better, the critical damage for us. Um, I I don't know the computation about Farrells versus Tikaba. I'm looking forward for some content creator like trying to compare the Farrell Rune of the Hunt and the Soul Core of Tikaba for which is better or which gem is better, because Tikaba will give you a 24% critical damage but a greater increase on the total damage bonus here. But this Farrell Rune of the Hunt will only give you, it will give you a 50% damage increase again against rare and unique monsters, which is good for mapping and good for pinnacle content. But I'm not sure if this is working. But yeah, we are a melee DPS, so I think attack damage and it's working on us because Monk is basically a mix of physical and elemental damage. So I think this is still working on Monk. I'm not so sure, but yeah, I think so. For me, in my opinion. So yeah, that's all for the content today, guys. I hope I have explained everything to you and make it clear to you guys. So if you want to check the weapon, just I will show you my gears. You can just see and take note of every gear I'm gonna show you, and why I did that, why I have dex and int here, because all for a straightforward reason. I needed 205 int and a 205 dex, that's all. And why I have resistance here on my ring that's supposed to be damaged, because I want this to be 75%, because I need that really bad. It's a must to have a 75% resistance on fire, cold, and lightning. If you're playing CI, no need to bother about chaos resistance, just go for the three elements. So this is my gear basically. I wish I could have a 500 ES helm. A 500 ES helm would be better, but yeah, I think this one is still fine. So anything anything that could give you like 450%, 450 ES is fine. 450 and above is fine. 1 1k ES on armor, 900 ES. I think 900 ES is not enough for the whole setup of the spirit, because I have a 233 spirit and I still have 30 spirit left. So I should be putting Deadly Herald here, but I use the 5 penetration because I'm running with the Herald of Ash, and my lightning penetration is on my charge staff. So if if you have a budget, you can go with. Always remember to please bring a stone charm with you. No matter what happened, guys, always bring a stone charm on the monk, because we are not really strong on getting stunned. So always remember to get the stone charm, and make sure you have a high evasion, at least like 45% and above, if possible. So this one is optional. This one is optional. You can go with the golden charm here. You can use this one for extra guard effect. If you can see, if you can have a guard effect, it's better. Um, you can use the Ngamahu's chosen ruby charm if your maps is like more on fire damage mobs. You can use this one so that you can constantly have rage at 30. So you always get a rage of 30. You have more damage, the better. So this one is optional since we are playing CI. So I think Amity Forsaken Bangle doesn't even use of that much on monks. But this one, Antidote Charm, we need this one also. So make sure you have this. This one is optional. This one is optional. This one, if you are playing with the ignited map, so this one is might be helpful a little. But if you have like enough ES, like 6K, you don't need this one anymore. But the three important charms, it should be stone, silver for the slows, so that if you get slowed, you can get an onslaught right away. You can run away from the boss or a mob. This one, um, ES. So every time you get the freeze, your ES will start charging right away. So this one will help you a lot. And I strongly recommend these three charms. It's better to use that the three charms, but you should don't care about rarity. Actually, we are running with no rarity setup except for the ring. We only have 14%, but still we were able to loot the diamond earlier on sesh, right? So for me, if you want to go with a rarity, just bring a banner bot or another player who's playing 500 rarity, so that you can get more good loot. I strongly suggest that one rather than putting rarity on your main character. Like, I don't think it's a good idea. But for me, in my opinion only. But for the others, I am not sure about their opinion. But as for me, if you can run with a party and just find the people with a 500 rarity, it's better because you can just go full DPS. So 16, 21, this is decent. Tier 2, tier 1, tier 1, tier 2. I don't even bother to get this one, so let's just drop this. No block chance. Another hammer. I'm a fan of a hammer, so I'm looking forward to find skill level 6. I mean plus 7. This one. Ui, chaos damage. Chaos resistance is so high. It's like 11. Let's see. 37, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2. Let's just skip this one for now.
Ancient power.
Oh, we can use this one for getting a charm. We will dismantle this one. So, tier 2. Okay, tier 3, tier 2, tier 2, tier 1. This one is decent. Probably we can keep this one for selling. I think it's good. Let's check this one. Tier 1, tier 6, tier 2, tier 6. The one people don't buy helms right now, so if only it's a Kamasan tiara or more of a int headgear, so people would buy it. But armor headgear, I think people are going for deepest tower right now in this meta. So yeah, that's all for today's content, guys. So you see, EOC and RBHT is working on XESHT by doing one shots. So as long as you have 800% critical damage, everything is fine on your character. You just on the only different is on EOC you need to put a critical weakness on the boss, but using RBHD you just only need to cast your Infernal Cry and unbound the avatar, then start flickering. On EOC you need to cast Eye of Winter, proccing Eye of Winter at least 2 times. Then if you see a critical weakness on the boss, if you have the stacks already, that's the time you use your unbound avatar and start flickering. Or you can use 2 Infernal Cries, 2 Infernals, unbound avatar, or 2 Infernals, Eye of Winter, unbound avatar, then start flicker. Just make sure you always proc the critical weakness on EOC. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this short video. And I was able to upload a first video with a lot of explanation to it, but yeah, I'm too tired to re-explain everything. And that video that I recorded first, I mean the second video I recorded this day, um, it has no uh, microphone on it. All that I said was not recorded. I didn't review the video. That was my bad. I just uploaded right away. Then when I try to check it, there's no explanation for each build on or each quarterstaffs that explains earlier the gloves, the boots and everything. Like I explain it one by one, as well as the talents here. I explain it one by one. But yeah, I am too tired to recap everything. And just please watch this this video that I upload, because this one has a better uh, better how do you call this, better explanation compared to the first that I did, that my mic was muted, like I recorded for 3 hours but it was muted along the way, so it's really really bad. So I hope this video helps you guys. So on choosing your offhand, which offhand is better, or which secondary weapon is better, or EOC or RBHD. So I tell you guys, both shield, or both the focus and the shield are both good. It only matters on your gem setup and your weapon. That's all. Because I still have uh, not a good amulet. Actually, I really want to change this one, to be honest, guys. But yeah, I'm just working this out. We probably will change this one later on, and this one for more crit chance, probably, so that I can remove some critical hit chance on my passives. So if I can remove some crit chance on my passive, maybe I can put this one back, and I can remove one node here, so that I can cover up for the missing stats. Okay, so I hope it was clear for everyone. There are VHD and EOC are both working on one hit sesh, and we are rocking with a sesh level 6. But I'm not sure if this working, but my friend told me that it's not working. But just an example, this is a level 6. Level 6 sesh. Okay? So I hope you enjoy this content, guys, and stay tuned, and probably will see you on next upload, or maybe later on I do it live on YouTube. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope I was able to make it clear to you guys that EOC and RVHT are broken. Okay, thank you and peace out.